It was just signing a second ago. Boom, baby, boom. Right. And shine. From Pittsburgh, of all places, your boy Marky Saint is doing the morning motivation this time back on YouTube Live because they wanted to squash my shine. I mean, that's always going to be somebody trying to stop something from happening or try to stop you from being you or whatever the fuck it is. This morning motivation, I'm going to have this conversation because that's what it takes, bro. It takes that. It takes the loudness, it takes the cars, it takes it all to become that scary. Yeah, very scary. And what's really scarier than not living a life that you have designed for yourself? That's what we're talking about this morning. What's more scarier than a head over egg? More cars making noise, more people not living the life that they want to live. And that's why we're having this conversation this morning because I want to live. That's right, Saints Addiction. I want to live this life. It's a blessed life to live. If you want to be appreciative and you want to be grateful and you don't want to fucking drill holes in your canoe, but I know a lot of people that do. I know a lot of people that are doing it, and that's why we're having this conversation. They don't want to work on it, so therefore it gets worse, and then nothing gets done, and then we have to have this conversation. You, yeah, you alone are the only one that's listening to you. Got news for you. You are the only one that's believing you. Got another news for you. And you're the only one that can educate you. Crazy, right? It's like all this information out there to level up. That's right. Become a better person and grow through it. The scariest thing is not Halloween. It's not a mask. It's wasted time. People are like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you wasted your time. By the time you looked up and realized that you needed more from your time, was that a squirrel or something? It is a squirrel. Look at this guy. He's doing something with his tail. Oh my god. He's so cute. Look at this guy doing something. Hold tight. Yeah. What's it doing? I was doing something with his tail. See? Look, there's another one in there. He's fucking around. That's why they're fucking around. I knew something was happening. And the gorgeous leaves changed too. Isn't that beautiful? And he's all the way to the top. Scrambling. Look at him. Yeah, yeah. Oh, 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 I see you. And the other one's over here dancing. I don't know what's he doing with the tree, but that's me. That's it. That's rising and shining. If you want to, you know. Oh man, my allergies. Yep. My knees, my hips, they're allowing me to stretch them out this morning. They're allowing me to get back up and move around. It's a it's a willing, you know? It's an allowing. It's a gratitude. I'm so grateful that my body still works for me, that I get to rise and shine, that I even get to wear my own clothing, that I develop my life to go wherever I want, can just drop it, go Pittsburgh, what up? You know what I mean? And I looked around and I see people wearing masks, pretending to be something that they're not. I thought that would be the scariest thing to me, that my life wasn't my own, right? That whatever I did didn't affect anything. And that if I made a decision, I wasn't capable of pulling it out. That would scare me. I mean, that's almost the equivalent of being on a bed. You ever been there where you feel pinned down on the bed by some object and you don't know what that object is? Some people call it a ghost, some people call it a demon. I'm not quite sure. You can call it what you want, but damn, is it not a scary thing to know that you can get up and you don't? To know that you can learn and you won't? To know that you can be better and you stay? I can't think of anything scarier. I talk about time because it's undefeated, bro. It doesn't care about you. It doesn't care if you launch your dreams or don't. It's one of my biggest fears. It's not a movie. It's the fact that I could die and my dreams die with me. What do you mean? Politics on Shirts is up and running? Yeah, dude. Before I die, before political season ends, politics on Shirts. What about Sight in an Hour? Needed it so that all these dreams in my head, like motivated juice and reliable models, and what else have I done that you wouldn't even know about that wasn't shirt related at all, right? Homesmall.com. This has all been in my head, in my thoughts, in my dreams, and I was gonna be damned if I was gonna die before these things happened. But that's me. I'm thirsty. I'm thirsty for knowledge. I'm thirsty for travel. I'm thirsty for adventure. It's something in me. You got to feel it. But some people, they want to keep it the same. And I think that's the scariest thing. It's not being blocked by YouTube for a week. It's not not having any money. That's not what it is. It's not living your life to the full potential. That's fucking scary to me. I can't think of anything more worse than time wasted. And people go like, well, I'll procrastinate. I'll do that later. And I got the 5 minute rule for you, player. If you can do it in 5 minutes, why not just get it done so it's not a pile of 5 minute objects when it's ready to get done? All of us are procrastinators at something, unless it's got the fucking gold and the right color carrot or the thing you want, sugar, pussy, you name it, money. Then all of a sudden, whoomp, I'm up, full attention, ready to go. Yes, sir. And it's like, where were you a minute ago? Where was that attitude 10 minutes ago? Before the fight, before the argument, before the bullshit. Where were you? And odds are you were probably asking more questions, being more confused, and not knowing who the fuck you are. But for somebody that's assertive, somebody that's with it, right? As we say in South, I'm here for it. When you're not, when you first wake up in the morning, when you're tired, hungry, the halt system, hungry, angry, tired, lonely, tired, boom, that's gonna get you. Every one of us. I don't give a fuck who you are. If I start fading you on the fucking sleep, you're half a human being. If I start fading you on food, you're half a human being. Case in point, I won't be rude. This is the truth of it. How did they get all those POWs in Laos without a fucking gate? Well, because one, you could run in the jungle all you want, but two, they fucked with your mind. How are you going to run without calories? That sucks. How about propaganda every day in your head? Videos on racism and America's civil war and how we had slavery. Yeah, bro, we're not as shiny as we'd like to be. So all these POWs were pumped full of fucking, outside of their fucking prison cell. And then next thing you know, you're down on calories, you're down on luck, and you're down on morale. You're not going to pull anything out because you don't have the energy. That energy of you was too scared, or maybe didn't have enough resources, or maybe they were broken mentally. And that's how you trap someone. Not a prison wall, propaganda. Not a control, a lack of food. And for all the rest of us that doesn't have the support of an individual that thinks for themselves, that's the first person they capture. Anybody that looked like they had leadership skills, that weren't scared under pressure, or could keep organizing people, they grabbed them from the population, put them outside, and then made them disappear. You never saw them again. So I can take anybody. I could take anybody. I used to say I could put anybody in jail. I'll just go send some weed to your house, and then you'd have to explain it to the police and go through all that process like I did in South Korea. I was like, this is some bullshit, bro. How do you even know who's going to send you what? You don't. And then they'll just prosecute you, and then you'd have a long, badass day, fucking 5 hours interrogation, and just like I had to do. It's all part of the plan. If you don't have a plan, then you are lacking direction. I don't know what else to tell you, but this is the orb of your compass. This is the orbital of the earth. This is the way it is. It's circular. And if we put something into the circle, it'll complete the circle. That's what's called a pattern. Most of us are afraid to leave the circle. It's like being in NASCAR, constantly doing left turns, right? There's no exciting road here. This isn't Formula One. They don't have an alternative route. That's boring. That's scary. And in fact, matter of fact, I think that's dangerous. We talked about it yesterday about Groupthink, where 65 people watched a murder happen in New York, and they were just sitting there, and all the people were watching from their windows. 65 different people, but every one of them thought someone else was going to call the police, and no one did. That's a 65 witness murder in New York, stabbing in front of all the windows, and literally no one did anything because everyone thought someone else was going to do something. Groupthink's dangerous. It's the most dangerous thing going on in the world. Non-action is dangerous. Not being able to empower yourself and make something happen. That scares me, bro. People that can't change their mentality scare me. You see it all the time. You have somebody just looking at you on a racist note or a suspicious note, or maybe they're just judgmental. You'll be like, oh, fuck, this is going to be a pain in the ass all day. Could be. with their mentality. You go down in the south, and all of a sudden you were driving from the north, and then you're in the same car you were, but now you're in a different area, and all of a sudden you got a different problem. That's how life is, man. A little unpredictable, non-linear, and definitely not paved. But the rest of us, we're gonna have to pave the way. You're gonna have to do the work to make the route the route smooth. You're gonna need it to be slippery, Odie, slippery, and nobody wants to make it slippery. They want it to be sloppy. They wanted it to be done in a lazy format. They wanted just to be like food arrived. I didn't even have to order it. I didn't even know where I was at. I just showed up and the food arrived in front of me. I'm of the level of who do I want to eat with? What do I want to eat? I fasted all day. Who do I celebrate this meal with? And that's the key component. It wasn't what I ate, it's who I ate with. And anybody that's reading any audiobooks, like I keep telling you, go ahead and get Never Eat Alone, because that's a really good book, and it tells you that you're wasting time that you could have been networking with someone, time that you were all in your head and just dread and I do all things by myself. That's the issue. That's the issue this morning, is because nobody knows how to play team ball. They don't even know how to play ball in their own head, let alone a solo journey. And then I was like, there's your weakness. Hold up, let's bless up. Let's do this. Michelle, let's come smoke. This is the weakness, and I'll bless up and I'll let you in on it. Hold tight. Saints addiction, head over ache. This is the important part. See what happens if you keep playing it that way. No, seriously, what happens to people that don't exercise? I'll wait. We're not stupid. All of us get a choice at it, but what do most people choose? That lazy, right? They choose to confuse themselves. Like, Michelle, I told you to come sit down and you did something else. That's what I'm talking about. People that can't follow directions, they confuse themselves. I'm arguing with this chick this morning, like you could never be a waitress because you'd miss table one. Table one wants a water, but table two asked for some extra napkins, and then table three did something else. By the time you get to table three, you would have lost table one, and they'll be mad at you for not having a water. Something so small. But we ignore the small. We ignore the first instructions, and then we watch all the other instructions fall out. My little sister, copywriter. You know what a copywriter does? They make instructions, bro. First, you open the laundry with your left hand, and it opens to the left. You got to break shit down stupid, because some people are stupid. And you're like, you know what? If I had my own internal direction, I don't need a manager. The moment you know how to manage yourself is the moment you don't need a manager. If you caught one table, two table, three table without even taking a note, you're a pro waitress. And we all seen pro waitresses. It's probably your mother. She got all your breakfasts without writing it down. She knew what you liked. She kept it here because it was important to her. If it's important to you, you give it energy. You give it concentration. You focus on it, and then it expands. If you let your energy out, if you let your focus out, it doesn't expand, it retracts. Now all of a sudden you only got down to the little facts that you were focused on instead of the bigger picture. And that's what I've been trying to show people, the bigger picture, that time is coming regardless if you're using it or not. Tick tock, the clock don't fucking stop, and you better not stop either. Growing, educating, learning, yeah, bro, it's all part of the plan. Here's the scary part. What happens if you don't work a plan? What happens when you're rudderless? You got all that energy, much like an adolescent. We've all seen it. They said that youth is wasted on the young. It's so true. I got all this education now at 44 years old. Imagine if I knew what I knew at 14. But you have to mature. You have to maturate. You have to grow into these skill systems. And it's only the people that have seen things, like I think of military. The military breaks it down so you don't get it confused. There's a lot of people that want to ask questions. You can't ask questions when you're doing burpees, right? You can't be talking your way through it when you need your breath to hold up a pole because there's 10 other motherfuckers. Any one of us lets our hands off this pole, it makes it more harder on the rest of our team. That's when you start playing right. And then you see the whole field. I told her there's back of the house, front of the house. It moves like a symphony. Everybody's been into a restaurant where it just flowed. The food came out in time. It is exactly what you ordered, and the hostess was friendly to the back with the waitress. We've been there. I know we have. Not one more thing. Thank you. Yep. And that's it. That's all of us. Getting ourselves confused, making it worse. I call it, and there's a term for this, and you're going to want to learn this, but it's a true thing, and they called it quicksand. That's right. Quicksand. Quicksand is you moving faster to make your situation worse. When you need to move smarter and go get a fucking rod or something flat so you can pull yourself out, or get some friends to get a rope, the more you move by yourself in that situation, we watched it the other day, you can drain in a grain silo. Did you know that? The more you move, you're less dense, and you start settling through the grain, and the grains collapse your lungs. You can't breathe. There's many people that have died in grain silos because it's just too dense. Some of these subjects are too dense. It's like a lead or a thickness. It's like a whole fucking study, man. It's like an industry, right? It's hard to get a profession. It's hard to get a diploma. It's hard to get any kind of education because it's thick. That's why they only chose you to choose one major, because you want to major in something. The thing I'm talking about today is majoring in you. Major in you, reading the room, measuring your energy, and also being hyper focused on you. Most of us get distracted so easily. That ADHD is a motherfucker. Them social medias, they like to steal your time. Know what we're doing, and I'm just like, oh no, there's other time watching you waste your time over your phone, and not your life. And what's more scarier than that? Because eventually the Halloweens will go away, and then it'll be Thanksgiving, then it'll be Christmas, then it'll be New Year. But were you there? You're probably physically there, but were you with it? And that's what it's all about, getting with it. I thought it would just be so scary to choose a major I didn't care about. I think that would be scary. To want to be a doctor because my dad was a doctor, but I'm afraid of blood. That would be scary. Or how about I lived a life controlled by my neighbors, and I was always not doing anything I wanted to do, and I never got to experience anything. That's fucking scary to me. I talk to some people and they're like, I've never been to another ocean. Click. Like, I have nothing in common with that person. Like, I've never seen an ocean. I've almost seen all seven seas, but that's what it's going to have to be. You're going to have to either experiment and be adventurous and try new things. Variety is the spice of life. Or you can keep that same motherfucking old ass pattern and tell me if it works out for you. I'll wait. Then again, I won't. And neither will time. You know what time has done. Time immemorial, my favorite is the History Channel, because then you can look at it and you go, well, let's look what happens if a guy just drinks his whole life away. How many of these guys are successful? I look at Ernest Hemingway, brilliant mind, brilliant writer, suicide. Let's look at another motherfucker. How's your boy Vincent Van Gogh doing? Brilliant fucking artist, brilliant designs. What's he do? Cut his ears off and hands it to a prostitute. You want to be wild? You want to be Edgar Allan Poe? And you want to write your fucking poetry in your own blood? That's cool, but you won't get to enjoy it. You'll go crazy. And that's the worst part, is wasted fucking talent. I think there's nothing scarier. I really do. Watching the neighborhood? Michelle's about to beat somebody up, I can tell. Oh shit. Don't be beating people up in the block no more, Michelle. What's up, man? Good morning. And that's it. Growing and learning, reaching and preaching, being a better version. Because I'll tell you what, that other version, the depressed version, the all sleep in version, the directionless version, was not a happy version. And that's what's scary. It's like, do you want to play the happiest version of you? Or are you going to play the most worrisome version of you? Or the most scared version of you? Or the most unlived version of you? I'll wait, but time won't. And that's the fucking shitty part. And that's when I was like, everybody's been throwing it around on the no one cares, you know? Time doesn't care. It's not that no one cares. We as people, we're interacting with each other and each other's energy. In this time, in this dimension, yeah, we care a little bit, right? It's about to be political season. I'm in Pennsylvania. It's a swing state. You can kind of feel the energy. Here comes the mail woman. You know what I'm saying? But time will pass, but will you live before it passes? Such a scary moment there. That power of now. Are you going to engage yourself or disengage yourself? Are you going to get mad and frustrated and waste time and potential? I'm sure a lot of us do. You're like, I coulda, woulda, shoulda. Yeah, I guess so. And then what ends up happening? Nothing. And years go by, holidays go by, you get older, you get fatter, and then you're getting madder. And I'm sitting here going like, well, let's do something. Let's do something today. How are you? Good, good, yeah. Let me save you a trip. The feet count, the feet count, every steps. Yep, have a blessed day. You got more insurance. And that's it. Can't insure your future, but you can sure not quit, you know? And that's my favorite, not quitting. People that can fucking do it. I love it. She's on work. That woman right there could be on the phone in her living room talking to her kids or cousins or whoever the fuck she's on the phone with now, but she's on her earpiece earning money and finishing the conversation. I love that shit. I fucking love that shit right there, bro. I love somebody who knows how to fucking hustle, who knows how to manage tables one, two, three, and fucking get the drinks before they even ask for it. Shut the front door. I mean, there's so many ways, bro. I had a friend in front of me the other day. He's a multimillionaire, bro. He had $60,000 in one fund and $40,000 in the other, and he was picking up a shift from Amazon off of his fucking app, bro. He's like, I could go make $60 in 3 hours on a Sunday. Let me go, just go do that. I was just like, what the fuck? Are you serious? How about your boy Saint making the Saints addiction fucking do rags, bro? What you know about the skull caps? This is just a sleeve, man. It's a fucking sleeve. You cut the sleeve off, you rip it up, put the signal on it. I've been doing this for decades, mate. Decades. But I had to start somewhere. You didn't see the one I fucked up, right? We only see the finished product. We're all like, oh man, that's kind of cool. You get to travel the world. No, I was the scared person just like you. I was 30. I tell Michelle all the time, I was your age, bro. I didn't have kids. I wasn't married. And I'm like, if I don't see the world now, I never will. And that's what it is. But I want you to will it with your willpower. That's one of my shirt designs. You can see it, willpower. I use the tap out logo to say willpower. Yeah, buddy. And then you can will it yourself. You can will yourself up in the mornings a little bit earlier. You can will yourself not to touch them goddamn cookies and start touching them goddamn weights. I got a fucking shirt that says gyms over bars. But how many people you think participate? You know, the whole over series that I do for mostly saints, like they all have a meaning and they all have a choice and they all get a way out and we all have that choice. And I just think that there'd be a lot of people taking the easy route out. You know, saints addiction for the longest time, trying to bury it, bury my depression, bury my past mistakes, bury my heartaches and my family worries, you know, and troubles and strifes, right? Then there's the guy that gets his happiness because he's had conversations with his own brother, had deeper conversations with his mother, and it's my father's birthday tomorrow. So, you know, it's just one of these things where, you know, I never thought I'd be at ease with my issues. Never. But I got busy with them. Exercised the demons. I made so many shirts, bro. I've done so many pull-ups. I can't even fucking tell you, but I can tell you that it's helped me inside. You know what I mean? Like, you thank yourself later. You're not really thanking yourself while you're doing the push-ups, but while you're walking around and your chest pops out and you feel your muscles in your body thanks you. That's what gets unscary. You know, the decisions that you make to unscare your situation. You know, like you helped yourself out. You didn't sit there to the very end when the water was already boiling like a frog. You jumped out and helped yourself out. And I'm sure there'll be another helping hand there too. You know, it's like, what's the phrase? God likes to help those that wants to help themselves, or something to that effect. You know, like help yourself. Give me some of that walking. Give me some of that sunshine. Give me some of that stretching. I promise you a better person's coming out. Better than the other guy that's worrying, or the girl that's scrolling, or the person that stays horizontal. Get upright, brush them teeth, take those showers, get in the sunshine, go for a walk, and watch your world open up. Watch it not be so scary anymore. It's not Halloween anymore, boys and girls. It's about to be a new year. And I don't want to hear no new year, new me type shit. I always do it on my birthday in April, but for sure, every year, goals. Goals, goals, goals. You know what's scarier than not having goals? A life unlived. And I don't want to see that. I don't see anybody live like that. So that was my scariest Halloween moment, is watching people. Uh, they're alive in that night, and that's really nice to see. And then it just turned right back into Christmas and Thanksgiving and selling and all the things, and I was just like, God damn it, dude! We're purchasing our experiences instead of living them. So, it's so much nicer when it's real. Real conversations, real growth. Bless you. Real life. Bless you again. Bless you again. Bless you again. We can't have children. We both sneeze so much. It'll be like a fucking 15 in a row. I've done it 15 times in a row. What's yours?
8 or 9.
8 or 9? Yeah, like it makes you dizzy. But that's me every morning. Anybody watches my show, you know what it is. So hey, it's a blessed life. I love that she's fucking in her earpiece and delivering mail, bro. I just fucking love the shit out of that right now. She's over there chilling. The fucking uh lady is talking. That's the post office lady. And she's delivering everything while she got her earpiece in, handling shit. Like, what a boss. I'm serious. Look, you hear her whole conversation. That's hilarious. I would do the same. You put me in some mundane looking fucking task that all I had to do was do that. Some mindless, okay, this number goes in this number, this goes in this number. Right. I would be on the phone every day, talking to everyone, every which way, till I got out of that situation. I'm not joking. I would. And you can too. You can turn that phone from social media to phone calls, right? How many of you are like masturbating instead of calling the girl that you're really interested in? I triple dog dare you to go on dates, real dates. What the one girl say? She hadn't been touched in 30 days. I cuddled all night. I can only tell you the amount of oxytocin that I get from this woman. She knows it too. I slurp it up from her. I highly recommend morning sex. I highly recommend morning stretches. And I highly recommend hustling. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what you need to be doing right there. You can be putting that worry energy into working energy. You could be putting that what's the other one? The stress. You could be blessed. You know, you could be concentrating on your gratitude instead of your complaining. These things are all things that we can all work on, and that's what we do every morning. It's a morning motivation, right? If you get anything out of this, right? Don't forget the hustle's sold separately, right? Just like the batteries. You got to get your own hustle. You can't be her hustle. You can't be my hustle watching me. Get the fuck off this phone and do something, please. Morning motivation, baby. Morning motivation. If you got anything out of this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe below. You already know Saints Addiction head over ache. Shirts are $20 if they're white, 25 if they're black. They're just more expensive like that. I'm doing the do rags at 10. These Saint shades, I think they're 40 or 50. I haven't got the retail on them. Saint slides. Get the pants from Thailand. Get the slides from Korea. And then you got Saint's Addiction. And as always, peace and love and Chigathon. That means goodbye, but not forever in Phoenix. And I will see you on the other side, man. So you like, share, and subscribe, but fucking other side of your fear, the other side of your excuses, and the other side of the world, because that's exactly where the fuck I'll be, bro. You ready to go to Thailand, Michelle? I love you. Good morning. Bye, guys.